Hey, this is the man from Modesto. Recently, some tankers were struck in the Persian Gulf. And I just want to remind you that in 1981, Win Worley, who was an amazing deliverance minister, he interrogated a demon. And this demon told him that the demons had a plan. And this plan was designed as an attempt to destroy America, to destroy the United States. And what they wanted to do was to simultaneously detonate a nuclear bomb in Washington, D.C., and then to also start a war with Iran. So they wanted to pair these two things together. And Win Worley said that he and his church prayed, and they broke it in the spirit. In 2007, or it might have been 2009, I've really just forgotten, Vincent Xavier of Temecula, California, came out and said that the Lord had given him a vision, a warning that there would be a nuclear bomb in Washington, D.C. And you know, just this morning I was watching a video, and some man named Brett Creamer was talking, and he was talking about a tsunami dream. And recently I had a tsunami dream, a warning dream that I posted on my channel, No Jesus, No Peace. And I saw ships in the water, ships capsized. I saw a tsunami coming. I knew it was God's judgment. He didn't show me exactly what happened, but then there were people in the water. And I understand that it's not an accident that God used this symbolism to warn me recently about his judgment coming, because in my dream I was on a tugboat, and today there are tugboats trying to access these tankers, but small fishing vessels, speckled, dispersed randomly throughout the water, which matches again the dream that I saw, the boats dispersed throughout the water. And right behind this is coming a huge tsunami. So the parallel between the symbolism used is no accident. The Holy Spirit did that intentionally. It pairs this event to the dream that I saw of judgment. So this man, Brett Creamer, was talking about a tidal wave judgment. So he saw that he was in his car, and then he saw himself back home, and he saw part of the roof removed, which is a technique that the Holy Spirit uses just to show him. He's inside his house to make it clear this is your house. And then he can see through the roof, so that's why the roof was removed. And he saw the tsunami coming, and then he was back in his car. And I believe that God was showing him, I will move you away from this place before that happens. So maybe he just drove out that day or the day previous before the tsunami hit. And he lived in St. Petersburg, Florida. So I'll provide a link to that video. So in 1981, Win Worley and his church, Hegewich Baptist Church, they prayed and broke that work of the enemy. In 2007, there was a national prayer group that was activated after Vincent Xavier's warning, and now people came out then and said it was a false prophecy because Vincent Xavier, and if you watch this, Mr. Xavier, I'm so sorry. We met once and we had a meal together, and I thought you were a good man. I like you a lot, and your wife as well, and my wife felt the same. You added a year, but I was listening, and I saw you quoting what you had heard, and there was never a year given by the Holy Spirit, and I have never considered that word to be a false word. In speaking about it, you said it was this year, but God had done something to me before, and it said in August, and I thought it meant, well, August this year, and then it came out August the following year. So I understood when a year's not given, it doesn't mean this year. So, whoops. So, let me maybe do this, put the water in the background. Well, that's really terrible. So, so it's been broken twice. Now, we could probably break this a third time. We know that the enemy wants to, and I've had many dreams about an American city destroyed by some kind of an explosion, and the military being brought in to create rest, the Marines in particular, and specifically. So I think we can still pray. I don't know. I think we can still pray, and I think we definitely should, because God says, I send a dream to warn them in the night. Once, twice to warn them in a dream. So we have these warnings, and we should pray. We should pray against the plans of the enemy to destroy our nation. We should pray against the works of wickedness. And it's a spiritual battle, and our war is not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities. So there is a principality of war. There's a principality of death. There's a principality of nuclear war. There's the Prince of Persia, specifically mentioned in the Bible when Daniel was praying and God sent an angel to bring an answer, and the principality of Persia, this demonic power, interfered until Michael came. So we need to pray, and even if we think God has already answered, we need to continue praying in faithfulness as Daniel did. And it's a time where we should be honoring all of God's commands. Jesus said, if you love me, you will obey my commands. So let's continue to do that. Now, back to the dream I received recently, the core message was, yeah, it's coming, but don't go out to them. Don't join them. Don't let them influence you. You stay with Jesus. So I was on a tugboat, and it was being skippered by Jesus. And he said, you call them to you. You call them to you. So this is the man from Modesto reminding you, as always, don't fear about what you see in the physical. Put your trust in Jesus. And as always, pray or be defeated. You know, one more thing, I'm walking and I'm thinking and just talking with the Holy Spirit. You know, we can't pray to absolutely save Mystery Babylon the Great. The Word says that America, Mystery Babylon the Great, is destroyed. But we can pray for our friends. We can pray for our families. We can pray that we will be separate from her so that we will not partake in her punishments, that we won't receive them as well. So again, this man, Brett Creamer, I watched more videos with him, and you know, he did move. So I was right that vision he saw, that he was returned from somewhere else to his house, that he had moved to a new place. And I myself, you know, I moved to Ukraine, and you know, even when I moved here, people were saying, well, where are you going? And I said, you know, you have to pray and go where the Lord leads you, because even then I knew that there was going to be a war here, and there is a war here, and it was first a big revolution. So, you know, you have to pray, Lord, what should I do? Where should I go? Absolutely, you should not fear or worry or hesitate to follow God. But in all things, be prayerful. In all things, seek God's will for your life, and be faithful. You know, don't worry about what other people think, what other people say. I'll tell you, I've made bad choices in my life. I failed to move forward on things because, you know, I thought, well, people will say this, people will say that. People, you know, don't care about that, and your life will change. You will become free. Jesus came to set us free. So in Jesus we are free, and we don't have to worry about what other people think or say, or even what they attempt to do to us, because they don't have permission to hurt us. God says that those who dwell in the sacred place of the Most High, that we will be protected under His wings. And one way that happens is God moves you before the destruction arrives, that God shields you from it. Even in the recent dream that I had about a tsunami, I didn't see what happened. And I know from other experiences that sometimes God does shield it, and it's to protect my emotions, to protect me from, you know, seeing terrible things. You know, it's calamitous to the psyche. It's injurious to the spirit. Sometimes just to witness a terrible deed, some kind of horrible act committed by humanity or against humanity. So God protect me even from that. So be sure, rest assured that God will protect you, that He is absolutely able to protect you, that He is willing to protect you, and pray. So this is the man from Modesto, and reminding you again to pray or be defeated.